let's turn a simple sweatshirt into something special. Stay tuned.
Good morning, gifted crafters. It's crafting time.
Today is gonna be that day. Gonna have things go my way. Embroidering fashion that sells. Using all my knowledge, I will excel. Stitch by stitch, let color shine bright. Turning a blank canvas into art feels right. Time is flying by and this is my art. With embroidery machines, I'm doing my part. I search the web for a magical design, looking high and low as I sip on my wine. Metallic thread, watch it shimmer and shine. I transform my blanks into a one-of-a-kind. Stitch by stitch, let color shine bright. Turning a blank canvas into art feels right. Time is flying by and this is my art. With embroidery machines, I'm doing my part.
Live from the Sunshine State in Miami, Florida, here is the Gifted Crafters Morning Show with Nancy.
Good time. Ooh, time to get our craft on. Ooh, time to have fun. Ooh, time to feel good.
Good morning, Gifted Crafters, and welcome back to the Gifted Crafters Morning Show. Good morning out there. I hope everyone is having a fantastic morning. Tuning in today because we've got tons of things to do today, and we have hopefully a lot of smiles to give out today. Alrighty, if you're tuning in for the first time, my name is Nancy with Gifts HQ, and on this channel, we just talk about everything crafting, from embroidery to quilting, sewing, decoupage, knitting, crocheting, and just so much more. There's so many different crafts, and we like to kind of touch upon each and every one of them, do little demos, and have a lot of fun with some projects that we do together. So if that's something you're into, you're definitely in the right place. Go ahead and put your name in the comment. Let us know if you're here for the first time, because we've got an awesome community that really loves to help you out, whether you're selling something at a craft fair, maybe have an Etsy shop, or if you're just looking for a quick little gift. Don't forget to go ahead and say hello to our community out there. Oh, and by the way, as you guys are coming in, hit that thumbs up button. We really would appreciate it. It really helps out the channel, and it just helps to spread the little smiles all over the place. So alrighty, let's see who we have with us this morning. All right, good morning to Barb from Illinois. We've got Teeny Tiffany from Cary, Texas. Good morning to you. We've got Faker McFake on here. Good morning. We've got Bettina Fink. Good morning to you. Oh, you finally figured out the paper piecing. Yay! Yes, I'm excited about that. And I loved your picture on Facebook. It's absolutely beautiful. Love the fabrics that you picked. Congrats, and have lots of fun with this now, okay? All right, Crafting on a Dime with Shay Shay. Good morning to you from San Antonio, Texas. Awesome. Let's see. We've got Connie. Good morning to you. We've got Lisa Lilly from Richmond, Illinois. Good morning to you. We've got Lori Berry. Good morning. Oh, chilly for her today. Super cold. Ooh, -20. Ouch. Yeah, that's pretty cold. We've actually gotten a little warmer now. I think, what is our temperature this morning? Because it was much warmer this morning. Let's see. Oh, high of 74, low of 55. We're kind of back to normal. Thank goodness. That cold was really brutal that we had down here in the south, and we're starting to kind of normalize again. So yes, no more sweatshirts. Yay. We're okay with the light long sleeve shirts. We're good with that. All right. Good morning to Robin's Quilt Basket. Good morning to you. Lisa Ball, good morning from right here from Florida. Hope you're enjoying. Heather Kaufman, yes, happy Wednesday. Yay. We've got, let's see, Keisha, good morning to you. Deborah Vile, good morning. You missed watching the live shows the past couple of days. Well, we're glad that you're back, and hope you enjoyed today's show. Jenny Owens, good morning to you. Lori from Virginia, good morning to you. Terry from Ohio. Dimitri, good morning. We've got our friends from Canada with us this morning as well. Good morning. Doris, good morning to you. JBL, Jaws Mom, good morning. Melinda, good morning. Oh gosh, Barbara, Flo, Sharon, Scrapping Like a Lady, good morning. 100 Proof Quilter. Chris Click, good morning from Ocala, Florida. Yay. We've got Tracy from London, from the UK. Awesome. Yay. I'm so happy. I love the UK. We had an awesome time there.
Please mind the gap.
That's so much fun there. Oh my goodness. Okay. We've got Joanna from Wyoming. Nancy, good morning. I believe Nancy's from Boston. Let's see. And we've got so many more people. My goodness. Thank you guys all for tuning in this morning. I really appreciate all the love and support we receive on the channel. It really makes my day, keeps me going, and you know, we just have a lot of fun together. So I hope you really enjoy the channel with us today. Okay, so we've got a couple things before I get started. We're gonna go through our toast, and then I've got a couple of announcements to make for you guys. But first things first, we gotta go ahead and make our toast for the day. Good morning, Donna from Texas. Okay, let's go ahead and grab yourself a cup of whatever it is you have in the morning. Coffee, tea, soda, water, it really doesn't matter. We have no judgment here. Go ahead and raise those glasses nice and high because it is Wednesday. Yay, hump day. And we get to just kind of celebrate that we are halfway there. And hopefully you'll spend some time in your craft room. So hope you guys have a fantastic day. Cheers, everyone. Go ahead and grab a little swivel. Oh, that just feels fantastic. One more for the road, right? Yes, perfect. Perfect for the morning. Okay, we've got our little drink in. Let's go ahead and grab some snacks, shall we? Because I think, you know, someone woke up a little hungry this morning. So let's go ahead and roll out. Let's see, what are we doing? Oh, we're going to the shack. Yes, let's come on over. Yes, we've got our snack shack here, and of course Valentine's Day is just right around the corner. Yeah, and we've got everything out here that you can imagine. We also have some really nice little pastries that came about, and the drone delivery will be there as well. Go ahead, take anything that you want. Don't feed the dolphins and enjoy some of that sunshine, okay? We've got tons of stuff in there. We've got donuts, we've got omelets. They were making some pancakes, and I think they had some cinnamon buns this morning, so grab yourself some. Okay, drone deliveries are on their way. Go ahead and put your orders in. They will be at your doors any minute now, okay? Awesome. Yay, yummy. Yay. Pancakes. Connie likes pancakes. Yeah. All right. So we've got our snacks. We've got our drinks. I hope you're in your cozy little place or a safe place to watch. And we are ready to get started. Okay. So first off, I want to thank the YouTube creators and B&H because we received a little gift from them, which was pretty cool. And it says, welcome to YouTube creators. So these are all the creators out there. And they have sent us a creator phone drive. So this is like a little thumb drive that you can use for your phone, which I thought was pretty cool that they sent this out. Definitely something that we can use. So it just kind of helps you to keep on creating. You can put all of your creations into your little thumb drive, bring it over to your computer to do your editing and things, and then just go ahead and keep on recording, right? Because that's what they want us to do, right? So I thought that was pretty cool. Wanted to share that with you guys, and they sent that over. We received it yesterday, and yeah, thought it was pretty neat. So wanted to share that with you guys. Thought that was pretty cool. Okay, second announcement that I have is March is coming up quicker than you think. So March 19th, 20th, and 21st. Yeah, we're there again, guys. Lakeland, Florida. They got the Sewing and Quilting Expo. They have sent over my little pamphlet. The classes are now available for you to be able to sign up, and they've got tons and tons and tons of classes out here. Yeah, really, really amazing. Yeah, so let me just bring this over here. Maybe you guys can see that. So here it is. It's in Lakeland, Florida at the RP Funding Center. It's called the Original Sewing and Quilt Expo. And they've got, like I said, tons and tons of classes and all kinds of things that you can sign up for any of those days. They've got the Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday classes. The Wednesday classes are the day before, so they've got some kind of all-day type of classes that you can do. And there's all types of different topics. They have things from embroidery to sewing, just all kinds of things. And they've got some really great teachers that are going to be out there. Some of them I have taken before in the past. They also have make and takes and things like that. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I always have a great time. I really like, actually, I've been to the one in Lakeland, Florida, but I've also been to the one in Fredericksburg, Virginia. I have to say, hands down, the one in Lakeland, Florida is a lot better because it just has so many more options than the one in Virginia, I have to say. Lots and lots of vendors on here. I'm not sure why, but this one really is. The venue is really beautiful, but I think it's just the fact that they have so many more vendors and opportunities to meet different crafters out there. They pretty much have the same kind of shows that they do at the other ones, but it's just the vendors that really make the difference, and you have so many options to see all of these new different things that come out there. So yeah, definitely I will be traveling for that. And let's switch over back this way. I'm going to be traveling over to Lakeland, Florida. I don't think I will do all 3 days because I do have a day job that I need to attend, but I will at least be capturing the last day, which is actually the best day to go. Because if you're looking for or shopping for a machine of any sort, whether it be a sewing machine or maybe any of the furniture or any items out there, especially those big ticket items, you definitely want to go on the last day because that's when they have the best deals, because they don't want to pack that stuff back up and bring it back to the stores. So you can definitely get a nice deal there. And just, you know, talk to the people. You get to demo the machine, find out a little bit about it, and because you have other machines there from other companies, you get to compare and contrast on your own. So if you're focused on getting something, you can really kind of just go to the booths and just see what they have to offer. Okay, now I've also met a couple of people while I was there. I've met Judy, Marilyn, and we had a great time. So if you will be going to the Lakeland, Florida Sewing and Quilting Expo, let me know, because I would love to meet you there. And I'd love to kind of see you and, you know, spend a little time with you. And it's just a lot of fun to be able to kind of see fellow crafters out there. And, you know, especially if I see you in the morning in the chat, it would be great to kind of see you and just have a great time, you know, maybe grab some lunch or dinner or something like that. Marilyn says we'll be there the last day too. Oh, yay. Okay, we'll get to see you again. Awesome. That we had a great time. And it's just a lot of fun. It's just so much fun. I have not decided on my classes just yet, but I need to do that soon because they fill up pretty quickly. So you want to go ahead and look at the classes that you're going to take. So it'll be a lot of fun to see anyone who is planning to go out there. I would really love to see you here. Okay, so March 19th, 20th, and 21st are the 3 days. I will definitely be there on that last day, the 21st. So let me know whether you send me an email or just put it in the chat, whatever. If you're going to be there, just let me know so that I can kind of connect with you and then we can meet up. Okay. All right. So those are the announcements that I had for you guys. More to come. We've got some more exciting things coming down the line, but yeah, lots and lots of things that we've been working on. But for today, we are working on a sweatshirt and we're doing a little bit of embroidery. And I've got some stuff that I want to share with you on Embrilliance. So lots of little tips and things. I'm taking deeper dives into Embrilliance, pulling out all kinds of little tips that I can share with you guys. And we're trying to kind of put a reference guide together that we can then kind of put out. And we've come up with quite a lot. We still are in the middle of organizing and putting things together, so we need a little bit more time. But there are some little tips just to get started. Maybe it's beginners. We also have some intermediate and advanced steps. So we're kind of breaking it into those 3 categories, and we're going to put a little reference guide together. And then hopefully all of this will help out someone who is just either getting into Embrilliance and doesn't know where to start and just starting on that beginner journey, or if you're intermediate or advanced, maybe there's some options there that you either didn't understand what they were or you never even knew they existed. So you can definitely see some of that in this guide, and that's getting put together. We've got quite a few pages already, but I want to go ahead and do a little bit more research before I hand that out to you guys. We've got to vet the information, make sure that I've got all the steps right. Okay. All right. So on today's episode, we are looking at a sweatshirt, guys, and I'm not going to actually embroider it today. We're going to talk about it. We're going to look at the design. We're going to give you guys an opportunity to go out and get your sweatshirts, whether you're picking one from your closet or if you're going to go to your local Walmart. I actually got this from Walmart. So it's just a very simple sweatshirt. It's kind of an oversized shirt, relaxed fit. This is True Time, which I believe they got them on sale now for like $9. So at least down here, these sweatshirts were flying off the mantle. It was just so cold here. Nobody has sweatshirts down here. So everyone was buying sweatshirts, you know, but they range between, you know, I know they're on sale for $9 now, but they range up to like about $14 or so. But I think we'll have a link or something for them.
Shoppable link.
Okay, we have a shoppable link for you guys, and you guys can just get it that way if you want. But it's really a nice relaxed fit, and I just got a really cute color, and this is what I'm going to be working with. Very simple shirt, nothing major, nothing special, just a little shirt here. It's still a little bit cold out, and this is a very light one. They have some heavier ones, but this one's a light one here in our area. So it's going to help out to kind of do that, not have me sweat so much, right? Because it's nice and light. And it is getting a little warmer here, but not quite there as terms of too much warmer. So this is just perfect for the season for right now. Okay, so what I have here is a relaxed fit, and it's by True Time. So I guess I can go ahead and start taken off these tags. You want to make sure your tags are out of the way, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to start looking at the design, the placement, and we're going to talk a little bit about Embrilliance. So the actual design that I'm going to be using, let me kind of lay this out a little bit here. I picked up an embroidery design and I thought it'd be perfect for right now. And it's love, right? And so this is a design by, who was this by? This was by GG Designs Embroidery Stitch. That's where I got the design from. And yeah, don't mind the little, I don't know if you can even see the little speckles. Our printer's on the fritz again. So we have those little speckles here, so don't mind that. But this is the design and I thought it would be really neat. Let me put it over in the desk cam. Okay, don't mind the little black dots there. Those are not going to come up on the design. So it's just very, very simple. And I love the little lacy edges that it has on the edges of each of the letters. And I thought that was really cool. This is an applique. So it'll be an applique design. And then we have a little heart here in the middle that you would put a different piece of fabric on as well. So we have a nice little design here. As you can see, I printed this from Embrilliance and I asked it to go ahead and put those crosshairs on here. And so that's going to help me to align this onto the shirt. And so when I bring it over to the shirt here, I'm going to cut this to size and then I'll be able to use this as my template to help guide me as to where we're going to put this on the shirt. Now, this particular sweatshirt has a little bit of a V here. It has this little, looks like they took the serger and made a little design here. So that kind of helps you out a little bit in terms of the placement and making sure you get this in the middle. So it's a really cool applique piece, and I think this is going to work really nice with the shirt. It'll get me ready for Valentine's Day. So I thought this would be really cute. Yeah, you love the design. Yeah, it is by GG Designs Embroidery Stitch. So that's where you can pick up the design. And you can kind of, yeah, oh, the link is in the description if you wanted to pick up this, this little embroidery design. And it's a free design, guys. It is totally free. So if you want to go ahead, use the link, you can get this design for free and you can use it on anything, right? If you don't want to make the sweatshirt, you can put it on a little towel and get yourself ready for Valentine's Day, right? So we can do that. Then I had to kind of decide, okay, what colors am I going to make this with? Because it is an applique. Okay, so because it's an applique, I want to make sure that I coordinate my colors. And so it's the L and the E are going to be one color from one particular fabric, and then the V and the O are going to be another color. And then you're going to have another piece of fabric that's going to be the same as the L and the E for the little heart on top. So for the little heart on top, the L and the E, I've decided to go ahead and just use a red, just a plain red, because I really love the stitching that it does in the edge here, and I want that to really stand out. So I'm just going to use your standard red color here. And then for the V and the O, I'm just going to use a really beautiful pink color. And then the heart itself is going to be red as well. Okay, so it'll have that offset here, and then it'll have this beautiful edge on the side. I think it's going to look absolutely beautiful. So yeah, really, really nice. I like that. So it's going to be a lot of fun putting all this together. And these are the fabrics that I picked. As you can see, you don't need all that much fabric here, right? It's not that much that you need for an applique. Very, very simple design. And you can even customize it if you wanted to, right? We can even add a hashtag Mr. H on the bottom if we wanted to, right?
That's right.
Maybe save Mr. H. I don't know.
Love save Mr. H.
I don't know. We can just customize it and do something there if we wanted to.
I do like the Mr. H part.
You like the Mr. H part? Okay, we'll do love and then maybe in the bottom, Mr. H. You'll have a little fan club with Love Mr. H on there. Okay, so that's the fabrics we're going to use, and this is the applique design that we're using. Again, we're going to have to cut this piece out so that we can have the template. All right, so let me set this to the side. So again, we've got our shirt, we've got our design, and we've picked out our fabrics, okay? So I'm going to set this over to the side just a minute. So let's take a look at Embrilliance itself, okay? Because there's a few things that I want to share with you guys on that. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead and put all of this stuff over to the side for just a moment. And I'm going to pull over my laptop, and we're going to take a look at a couple things here. Okay. See if I can grab some of my stuff here. Okay. And see, that can get a little closer. Okay, there we are. All right, so here is the PDF of the Love Applique. And you can see here, this comes with, when you get your free file, you'll download all of the, not just the design, but you'll also download this color chart that they have, as well as she's got an applique instructions here as well. And that is really, really important for you to look at, because every design, especially if you're working with several different designers, they all do things just a little bit different. If you're working with the same designer, someone like a Kimberbell or whatever, you know their style, you know how they typically put all of their designs together, so they're a little bit more familiar with them. But when you start reaching out to other designers that are out there, everyone does it a little bit different, so it's always good to take a look at their instructions as well as their color chart on here. So I always like to kind of do that, and you can see some information here. And you can see right here in bold, she's got important, use same color thread as for the final stitch color for all steps of each applique piece for best results. They are different colors, so you know which step is what, i.e. white placement stitching, gray tack down stitching. So right there, they're saving you a couple of, saving you some time and saving you some thread, right? They're telling you right off the bat, hey, we use different colors just to basically let you know what's a tack down stitch and what's a placement stitch, but you can use the same thread, right? Which we were going to do anyway, but you definitely, it's nice that, you know, they're actually putting that out there. Some designers don't do that. And, you know, if you're new to this, you know, then you wouldn't know, and you would keep changing the colors. I know I did that in the very beginning. I kept changing the colors until I realized, why am I even changing the colors? And so I stopped doing that. But yeah, it's crazy how, you know, you can get all hung up on these specific directions that they have out there. And then it goes on to let you know, that the white thread color is your applique placement guide. They want you to stitch it out and then not remove it from the hoop. And then you have your gray color, which is your color 2, and that's your tack down line for the L and whatnot. And it kind of goes on and on about all the instructions that you need. And it's only 8 steps, and then you're all done. So well, that's really nice that they laid this out. I think they did a great job for that. And then up on the top here, it does have some information for you. It shows you each of the steps. Here's the white thread, here's the gray thread, and so you'll see that's the placement, that's the tack down line, and then you have deep rose, which is the thread color that they use to do the decorative stitch around the L. And you'll see that pattern kind of repeating all the way across, and you can see that means that it's that same step repeating over and over: placement, tack down, and the embroidered design that goes around the letter. And so you'll just have to follow those 3 steps all the way through for all the letters here. And so that's pretty neat. The O is the only one that's a little bit different, where you still have your placement, your tack down, and then the decorative stitch. But then you also have the little heart that goes inside the O. So placement, tack down, decorative stitch. Still same thing, it's just on that same letter, putting the little heart in the middle. So always good idea to kind of go through those quickly. And then you have your color chart, where here you get to see all the colors that they picked. This is for a 4x4. This is for a 5x7. It tells you 7,950 stitches. There's 15 thread changes. That's if you follow each one of those, and 3 different colors. So in actuality, there's really 2, because you have your tack down and your placement. You can keep that the same thread. You don't have to change those out. And then you have the color that you want to stitch out for your decorative stitches. They're calling it deep rose. You know, you could do whatever color you want. So really not too bad in terms of color changes. It's not that bad, but it is applique. So you'll have to kind of pause it, you know, cut around the letter or the object, and then, you know, have it continue with the stitching. So that's the part that gets a little frustrating on the applique, because you do have to have those cuts in between each of the stitches. But we just love the process, so it's no big deal. And that's all they have on that little PDF. So nice to have all of that with you so that you're ready to go. So again, when you are starting any kind of stitch out, it's always good to take a look at the PDFs to see what information are they giving you for that particular design, because it can vary with each designer. Okay. All right. So let's take a look now at Embrilliance. I went ahead and I downloaded it, and I went and put it into Embrilliance here, and you can see the little stitch out. I love the little edges that it has. The little decorative edges are really, really beautiful. I think they did a great job with that. And you can see here what I have on top of my screen is my stitch simulator. So again, you can play this as often as you want, and it'll go ahead and play out what it is going to stitch out. And you can kind of grab it and fast forward it if you want it, and just scroll it across. You can see your placement, your tack down, and then the decorative stitch as it goes across. And you can see on top here, you've got this right here. That's your placement. The gray, as they indicated, the gray thread is your tack down, and then the decorative stitch is that rose color. So all of that is there. I will glance through that really quickly just to make sure there's nothing awkward going on. Looks pretty good, so I'm pretty happy with the design. Now let's go over to our object panel and see what we have going on here. Again, here is the white thread, so I know that's my placement line, and you can see that the letter L is outlined here because that's what it's going to stitch out, where it's going to stitch out that placement line. The gray is your tack down line, again covering over the letter L. This will be once it's stitched out once it's stitched out the white, then you'll go ahead and put your fabric piece in, and then the gray will tack it down. And then of course, after the gray finishes stitching out, you're going to want to trim that off, and then it will do the decorative stitch, and it's going to repeat that motion every single time for each one of these letters and the little heart as well. Let me grab a little swivel here. Got a little frog in my throat there. Well, Mr. H goes too. All good? Are we ready? Oh, you're dying. Oh my goodness. All right. So I wanted to kind of just share a couple of things. If you are a beginner of embroidery, or maybe you've had Embrilliance for a while and you never knew some of these options existed. So one of the things that I want to kind of just showcase are a couple options on here. So first off, I'm using a 5x7 hoop, and everyone has all kinds of different hoop sizes. And you can see that down in the bottom here where it does display the size of your hoop. You can, of course, have it display the hoop as you see here, or you can go over to view and you can have, you can uncheck your mark, draw hoop, and the hoop will disappear. So maybe you're not ready to see it in the hoop, you just want to see the design. You can totally take that off there. So you have your view where you can change all kinds of different things. I like to kind of leave it there to see, just to make sure I'm within my embroidery area of that 5x7. You can also rotate your hoop by just kind of double clicking here. Of course, when I did that, you're going to see that my design is outside of that hoop. And so now I see this little yellow, or you may see a red color here, indicating, hey, that design does not fit into this 5x7 embroidery hoop. So that's all that's telling you here. And you can just double click and it'll come right back, or you can rotate them. And maybe there's a specific way you like to have your embroidery hoop showing on your screen, whether it be portrait or landscape. You can set that in your preferences. So there's a few things that you can do on your preferences. So I want to just kind of glance over that a little bit. Let's go over to edit and let's go down to preferences here. And we want to talk about a couple of options on here. Well, first off, you have your hoops, right? So under the environment folder, we have our hoops, and we have several different options that you can pick, right? You've got your format. So this is different formats that are available based upon the machine that you have. So I've got brother and baby lock use the same file extension. So they use .pes. So that's why I have PES selected here. But your machine may use some other format. So just select the format that is used by your machine, right? And that's what will kind of default every time you kind of open up your program, because if you have this here checked off as save as a preference, these are some default settings that will automatically come in when you open up the program. Now you have the opportunity to change that hoop. You have all of the hoop sizes listed here, and there's tons of different sizes, right, for all kinds of different hoops. And you'll notice here they are in millimeters, but if you click on them, you will see your sewing field down here. That is the area that you have, and that is in millimeters, and then it has it in inches, or approximate 5x7. So you can definitely see that down here, and when you click on something different, you'll be able to kind of change that up. So if I go down, let's see, I am here. Let's say I just come up here. You'll see that this just changed. 150 by 150 is a 6x6. So that's where you can see the changes, and you can see how that changes back and forth. And then you can also just save this as a preference. Now, let's say I want my hoop to come out to be landscape. I want it to be landscape, not portrait. Right now, you can see in the background here, I have it as portrait. If I want to hit this here that says rotate 90 degrees, I can go ahead and hit apply. And you can see now that my hoop has now changed to be horizontal instead. And if I have my save as preference, I can leave it like this, apply it, hit OK, and every time I open up Embrilliance, it will be in that landscape mode, right? You can always change it still by double clicking it here, but if you prefer to have it a specific way, every time you open up the program, that's where you can do it. If I still want it to be portrait, I can just unclick it here and hit apply again, and it'll change right back. So that's one of the options that's on there. Of course, if you're doing multi-position hoops, this is where you would go ahead and select that. That is available here. And you have other hoops as well. You know, as the industry continues to create and grow, people are going to create new hoops, new sizes. Maybe there's a specific hoop that you use and you have it named something, right? You can go ahead and create a new hoop size, name it whatever you want to name it. It'll appear on the list here. You can edit it if you didn't like what you called it. Maybe you're changing the name or whatever, or you have some hoops here that you know you don't want and you're not going to need. You can go ahead and delete them. Now, if you do delete and you say, oh my goodness, I didn't want to delete that, you can always restore your default. So those are the options here on the preference section. And, you know, that's something that you may want to consider changing if you haven't done any of these things here. But let's take a look at some of the other options here, because there's some other things that some people really don't pay attention to. Let's talk about graphics and graphic scale and collaborate. So some people may never even look at this one, and it's actually really important to make sure that it is set correctly. And sorry, I have this little frog in my throat today. Okay. What we're doing here is we're going to be focusing on this line right here. It's really just going to be a little bit of a measurement, if you will, for you. And you want to make sure that you have, and it will tell you right here, move the slider until the line is 2 inches long or 5 centimeters. If you have the metric box checked, this collaborates your screen scale. And what this means is it's basically going to allow you to make sure that your measurements are really to scale. So you want to make sure that you have exactly 2 inches on that screen. So if you take a ruler and you just hold it up against that line, you want to make sure that that line is exactly at the 2-inch mark. Okay, and that's going to just help you to make sure that whatever it is that you're designing is in the same measurement as the software here. So we want to make sure that we're looking at real-time stuff, right? You do want to make sure that this is not off, because this can cause your designs to be off a little bit. So if maybe one day somebody had your computer and they were clicking around, they could have easily changed this. You don't want that to happen. So you want to make sure that you are set up correctly. And so you hold up your ruler and you just hold it up against that line and make sure it's on that 2-inch mark. If it's not, then go ahead and use this little slider here to either make it larger or smaller. And you want to make sure that metric box is checked off, because that'll give you some real scale, and it'll really help with that perfect accuracy that you're going to have. Helps you kind of really estimate some real sizing on your letterings as well. So it really helps with the fonts as well as with the design. Sorry, gosh, my throat is just going off today. Okay, so now here, as you do this and as you slide it, you're going to see this line right here is going to be getting wider or smaller. But just make sure that this line right here from this end to this end is exactly 2 inches, okay? And once you have that all set, go ahead and hit that metric and then hit apply. Let's see, I had some notes on here for some other things, and I want to make sure that I cover those as well. Auto recover, this one's really important. I actually didn't even have this one turned on. That's something that you want to do. So we've got another little slider right here, and that one is to automatically save all your documents, and you can set the time interval that you want on that. You want to make sure that you have this set to something. I have it set to automatically save my documents every 30 minutes. So how many of you have been working on your laptop and didn't realize you didn't have it plugged in, and all of a sudden it just shuts down? Or something happens and there's some update that goes off and it completely makes you want to shut down your machine. And now you've kind of spent all this time designing something or working on some type of a embroidery object here, and all of a sudden now your machine shuts down and now you just lost all the work that you did. Yeah, you didn't know this, Connie? Yeah, this is a good one, right? Really important. If your laptop shuts down or whatever happens, you know, this will automatically save your work, and you can set it for whatever time period you want. So you can take your little slider here. I have it set for every 30 minutes. You can do every, you know, 10 minutes. I mean, every minute, every 3 minutes. I wouldn't say every minute because that would be like probably overkill, right? So maybe every 20 minutes is fine, or you can do every 30 minutes, but it gives you the opportunity to kind of save your work in case something happens with your laptop. So once you have that set, it'll automatically save that work for you, which is really great. And it tells you right here, if your system quits or the power goes out, the program will attempt to reload your files. When it's run again, the recovery files are stored in your application data folder. So it even tells you where it's going to save it. So that way, you know, maybe you lost, I don't know, something that you did within the last minute or so, but you don't lose the entire project. Because I know we live in Miami. Power goes out, especially in the summertime when we've got those big storms coming in. So we lose power, things happen, and you always want to have some kind of way to be able to recover that file. So I think it's really, really important. And guys, I just want to give you these tips because, you know, it looks like we're having...
Problem with the link.
Are we having issues with the design?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, no worries. Well, we're going to be embroidering it tomorrow. But I wonder why they're having...
Some are not, some are...
Oh, some are having issues with design. Try using a different browser, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, you can try using a different browser. What did we use? I think we used, was it Chrome? Yeah, I think I used Chrome when I was getting the design. Try a different browser if you're having issues, because it seems like some are and some aren't. So it could be the browser. So check your browsers. Try to use Chrome. I think that's what we used when we were getting the design. And then that will give you a little bit of time, because tomorrow we'll start stitching this out. Because I knew I wasn't going to have time going over all the tips and the instructions and whatnot. So it'll give you some time to kind of get your sweatshirts ready, and hopefully you'll be able to get that design. But let me know if you're still having trouble after that, okay? Yeah, but it is a free design, okay? Okay, any other questions? Let's see. Okay, Georgette says she found the design. She added it to her basket, and that was it. Okay, so some people are able to get it, some are not. Again, just try a different browser. And see if you can get that. Oh, you used my link for purse straps and the sweatshirt. Awesome, Marge. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Okay. Alrighty. So, let's see. So that's an option that's on here. It's called auto recover, and that's where you want to use that slider and then go ahead and hit apply. Let's see what other things I had here. Let's see. Of course, you've got your ability to set your thread brand that you want to do that as well. So let's cancel. I mean, let's see. Actually, there was something else I wanted to cover on here. Oh, jumps. Let's talk about jumps and trim settings, okay? Because this is another one that someone may or may not know about. If you go over to your preferences and you go over to jumps and overlaps, this will just ensure that it ties the surrounding jumps. You know, you want to make sure that this is checked off right here. So ensures ties surrounding the jumps. You should have this checked off because this is going to force the software to kind of add a tie-off before and after a jump. So a jump is when, you know, it's doing a design and then it's moving from one to another step. So it'll kind of jump on over to the next design where it needs to stitch. Well, if you have this checked off here, this is going to ensure that when it jumps, or when it's leaving one design and jumping over to start to the other design, it's going to do a little knot for you. just to make sure that it doesn't unravel. Now, some people don't have it on, some people do have it turned on. I'm going to go ahead and leave mine on just to ensure that it does do that little knot. And it really just helps to kind of reinforce that stitch so it doesn't unravel on me, right? As it's moving from one design and jumping over to the next. So it'll reinforce the knot, the little knot right when it finishes a design. And then when it starts the new design, it starts it off with that little knot as well. So that's really nice that it kind of does that. And it helps you to kind of put that together. Let's see. We have a question here. Oh, can I save as VP3 in Embrilliance so I can use it? Yes. Yes, you can save that format using Embrilliance. This is in the format. Let's see here. It's in the, if you go over to, let's see where it was. It's listed as a supported file. Let me try to think here. If you save as a VP3 file, you manually save that. So you go to the file menu and you select, and let's kind of cancel out of here for a second. Right, and then you're going to go to save stitch file as, right? So when you go here, right, then from here you can pick .vp3 from this file type down here on the bottom. So you'll see that right here. Okay. And there are all kinds of other available file formats. That's where you're going to find that here. So when you're doing that, that is where you would make that selection. So I hope that helps. Yeah. Because yeah, it can be a little confusing when you've got all kinds of different machines going on and using the software. But that's where you would do it. You would do that file save stitch as, and also when you're saving that as stitch and a working file. So that's really important as well. Okay, so let me quickly kind of run back to my preferences, and we're going to go back to where were we? We were talking about jumps. Okay, so here we are here. We're ensuring that it's going to do a little tie knot from our jump stitch from where we're leaving a design and when we're starting a new one. So you can definitely do that as well. Let's see what other things that I wanted to say that. Oh, another option. Run when the jumps are small. This is super important, especially if you do a lot of designs with fonts. So this option, if we can get the screen back, there we go. Run when jumps are small. Here's a little checkbox here. You can check this box off when you have those little teeny tiny fonts and you're just moving in between one letter and another, and the spacing is really, really small. So it makes it really hard sometimes to trim those jump stitches. And so what this does is, instead of jumping and, being able for you to now clip those threads, it will run the stitch going across. And so when it runs it going across, it kind of buries it because there's another design that's going to be on top of it and you won't even see it. And so that allows you to have less jump stitches to trim off. Now, it'll only do this when the spaces are small and you can set that space in between. So minimum jump length has 2 millimeters here. You can have a little scale here. You can go up or down on this one. You don't want to make it too big because this is only for when you have, let's say, fonts or designs that are very close together. That's going to be very difficult for you to trim that jump stitch. This is just kind of a way to hide that jump stitch in there. It's going to, instead of doing a jump, it'll do that run and it'll stitch it on there, and then another design will come on top and you won't be able to see it. So it minimizes the amount of jump stitches that you need to trim off. Okay, so that's something that is available here, and you can do that here if you prefer to hand trim below after a certain millimeter size, you need to set those right here. Or you can just leave it unchecked, and then that will require you to go ahead and cut the jump stitches in between. So I thought I wanted to kind of talk about that because some people have these options here, but they don't really understand what they mean or what they are. So we definitely want to kind of, you know, go through some of those. I'm not going to pick every single item that's under these preferences, but these are the ones that kind of called out to me, and I bet, you know, some people never even understood what they were. So I hope I was helping out a little bit here. So if anyone has any beginner questions in Embrilliance or maybe intermediate or advanced, go ahead and pop them in, and we know if we don't know the answer, we'll research it and get the answer for you. Okay. What was that?
No, it's Marina. She's making me laugh.
Marina's making you laugh. Okay, Marina, you're making him laugh over there. Not sure what you guys are talking about. You're hearing the Save Mr. H song? Yeah, because, you know, got to pay attention and keep up with me on those screens, right? He just has too much fun with you guys, and he just forgets.
They abuse me.
I need your help to switch the screens. Okay, let's see. Other things, I have a few notes on here. I know we're kind of running low on time, but that's just some of the things on here. Another golden rule, always working with BE fonts when you can. You know, it's always great to work with those fonts rather than pulling each and every letter into your system when you're typing something out. So if you have the BE fonts, drag and drop those into your Embrilliance here and have it capture that, because when you are doing fonts and you click on your little letters, and let's say you're just typing here, let's say we do Save Mr. H, right? When we do that here and you type it in, you have the opportunity to kind of select the different fonts that we have here. And it's always great to kind of have that available. And so you can see here, if I make that, obviously that's a little too big, but we're just kind of play with it. And so you have all kinds of different opportunities here to select things. It makes it a little bit easier rather than having to load each letter that you're building up here. So if you put the BE fonts in here, you can go ahead and type anything that you want and then just select the font that you're going to be using. And then that will just kind of put it in there. So that's another item that you want to make sure that you do. You've got your objects panel on the top. You've got your properties down here on the bottom. And of course, if you are working with the fonts, there's other properties on here that you can do, like the stitch. You've got some notes on here that you can attach. You've got all opportunities over here on the letters and whatnot. So there's tons and tons of things, but let's talk about the color. Oh, do we have a question? Do you use sorting the placement stitches? So you can use sorting for placement stitches, but it requires a specific setting. That's just to make sure that the machine stops correctly for the fabric placement. And then the software provides some kind of intelligent features on there. But yes, you definitely can. Okay, any other questions? Yeah, BX fonts. Yes, Gloria. BX fonts, make sure that you put those and work with the BX fonts. I think I said BE fonts. BX fonts, sorry. Okay. All right. So that's, let's take a look at the color, because there are some options that you have here. And so when you are looking at specific colors, when you're looking at your threads, you have your opportunity here to kind of pick a different color. You've got all kinds of different availability here, but you have the opportunity to set a preferred preference. If there is a preference on a specific type of thread that you like to use, you can set that so it will come up automatically for you. And the way you'll do that is, let's kind of run back over to our preferences here. And you can, oh, do we have another question?
Oh, we have a minute.
Oh, we have one more minute. Okay. So the way you would kind of set that, you want to go to your properties, or you can go to your utility menu, either way, and you want to select the brand from the drop down menu, and that's how you would get that. So actually, hold on, let's do it this way. We can go over here. We can set our brand here. So you'll find all kinds of brands here, or you can set it in your preferences and you can have it set up the particular one. So if you're using, let's say, Madeira thread, whatever it is that you use, you can set it so it automatically comes up every time you open up your thread selection box, and just have it set up this way. Okay. All right, I know we covered a lot of things here and there, a lot of little things that I wanted to just kind of bring your attention on a couple of things in Embrilliance. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope I was able to, you know, give you a little aha moment on some of the items that maybe you didn't know about, or maybe you just never used or never understood. So that's what I wanted to do with you today. That way you have some opportunity to go ahead and grab the sweatshirts and grab the designs, because we'll be ready to go and start getting ready to set up our template and do some embroidery tomorrow. Okay, so if you have any questions, feel free to send me an email or put it into the comments. I will read them later on today to see what you guys have been up to with Mr. H. All right, so tomorrow, guys, have your sweatshirts and your fabrics ready, because we're going to go ahead and start embroidering that. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for all of your support. I truly appreciate it, and I hope to be crafting with you soon. Bye, everyone.
So long for now, so long. Glad you stayed a while. Hope you liked my crafting style. Hope I left you with a smile. By now, keep your mind and space clutter-free. Hope your day is bright as can be. So long, my friends, till we craft once again. Bye now, stay crafting. See you tomorrow. So long, my friends, till we craft once again.